Well, good evening. It is Tuesday. It's 9 p.m. and that can only mean one thing. It's Vaper Scene. Good evening to you. It is 9 o'clock and it is Tuesday. I'm Mark Green and this is Vaper Scene. We've got loads coming up in a very quick 30-minute show. We have an interview with Phil Busardo coming up in the second half. But we're going to start with this.
Buzzword of the week with Dave Dawn.
This week's word, vapegasm.
It sounds like something that would apply to a dildo, for God's sake.
Oh my God.
I'll go get you a towel.
In your words, my good man, Lush.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Zoom. Seriously?
I'll go get you a towel. I'll go get you a towel.
Buzzword of the week with Dave Dawn.
Well, that was the first buzzword of the week with Dave Dawn. If you would like Dave to look into a particular buzzword for you, send us an email. vaperscene@vaportrails.tv. Now, we have been looking for the past few weeks for pictures sent in to win a 30ml bottle of juice. It's called Show Us Yours, and it's now.
And now it's time for Show Us Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK.
And this week's winner is Shane Dowling, otherwise known as Newmark from UK Vapors, with his smashing collection of mods and tanks. Well done, Shane. We'll contact you with the details of how you get your 30ml bottle of juice.
Show Us Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Shane. We will be in contact with you to arrange your juice. Now, if you want to win some juice, send us an email with your pictures to vaperscene@vaportrails.tv. And that leads me into our little section we like to call Juicy Juicy.
Juicy, 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 juicy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Juicy Juicy. This week we're going to take a look at 4 liquids that are relatively new on the market. I think it was released off the top of my head when I did the reviews. It was about a week ago. Now you might be wondering why I'm actually sat next to the fire. It's blowing a gale, it's throwing it down, and it's freezing. And this is the warmest spot in the house, and I ain't leaving it. So anyway, back to the liquids. So as I say, these are 4 new liquids released just over a week ago by vapergeneration.co.uk. and I was sent them to review, and I thought these are worthy of being on the first Juicy feature. Now, they are all based on cigar flavours, and they're all 100% natural flavourings as well. They're all a mix of 50-50% VG, PG, and they're all an 18mg strength. You can get them in 24 as well. Okay, so the first one is Natural Cuban Cigar, and it basically is what it says. It's a cigar flavour. I don't get anything else out of the flavour, any sweetness, you know, it's not saying it's harsh, but I don't get, because one of the other flavours, which was a Temptation and Hedges, you got a sweet taste with it. With this, I don't seem to get it. It is just a cigar. It's not as strong a cigar as a real cigar, but it's not mild either. It's a nice, pleasant cigar tasting liquid. So that one is the Natural Cuban. Very, very enjoyable. The second one is Amaretto. If you've ever had the drink Amaretto, which is a spirit, it's almond, and in this, even from the initial smelling of the liquid, you smell almond and you taste almond. However, the almond isn't too strong that it wipes out the cigar flavour. You do still get the cigar coming through. I didn't think almond and cigar would work, but it does, and I do enjoy that one as well. The third liquid is the Cherry Cuban Cigar. Quite a strong cherry, nice flavour cherry, but I struggled with this one and still do to pick out the cigar as much as I do in the others. I do seem to get the cigar coming through when the atomizer is running dry. I don't know why that is, but other than that, all I seem to really get from the Cherry Cuban Cigar is cherry. But if you like cherry, you may pick out, you know, more of the cigar as well. Might be worth giving that one a punt. And the last one, now this is the one that I've been using the most of, Cuban Twist. Now, you taste the cigar and then you get these other flavours going on. And when I reviewed this liquid, I said in the video I could not tell you what these other flavours are, and I still couldn't. I think I also said in the video it's twisted my head, so the name was perfect. These other twists, sometimes these other flavours or the twist, sometimes I get fruity flavours like cherries or blackberry, or you know, and then I can get something totally different. I wish I could tell you what it was, but I can't, and I actually don't think I want to know what it is, because it adds to the appeal of this liquid for me. And like I say, that is the one I've been using, and so what I'm using currently at the moment. So there you go, that's the latest range, a quick look at the latest range. All of them give me plenty amounts of vapour and a good throat hit as well. All very different from just a straightforward cigar flavour with your fruits, with your unknown flavours, and you know, like your vanilla flavours. All very different in their own right. They've all got the connection with the cigar flavour, and all very enjoyable. So, okay, like I say, that's the latest range from vaporgeneration.co.uk, and well worth a punt if you like cigar flavours. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Juicy, 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 juicy.
And that was Dougie with the inaugural Juicy. He'll be back next week with another little report, and we're going to move on to our next little feature here. And our very own Andy, aka Roadhog, aka the Vapor Mists, had a little holiday. and he sent me a load of video. So let's have a look at this.
Pack the boot, check your tyres, and start the engines. It's the road trip with Roadhog.
Hello people, I'm hoping this is going to work. It is now 5 to 6 in the morning. I'm going to bed in about 15 minutes. Reason for that is I'm on a road trip. Now, for those of you who remember when we first kicked off the Vaper Mist show on Vape Trails last May, it's not the May just gone, the May before, I did a little road trip, and that road trip encompassed in the end 11 countries down and 14 countries back up, because the sat nav got a bit confused. Now on that road trip I took some devices to just sort of take them around the country, see how they did. I had a Frotits Twin VV, it was the 18650. I had a couple of, well, I had a battery box off of Gary Dibley and his pen mod. I've still got that, the one off. And I believe it was an Ego battery at the time. Well, this year I'm doing another road trip, as I say. That's starting later on this afternoon. After I get up about 4, we stayed up about 4:30. This year I've got some more stuff though. I'm going to be taking one of those. Yep, VV gripper from ECW. Ben. And with that he's also given me a shiny to put in the top. Which is one of those. I don't know whether that'll pick it up. Yes it will. There you go, look at that. The miracles of using this rather than a webcam. It was going to be on the webcam, and I said earlier I hope this works because the sound on that decided it wanted to die, so I did a lovely little piece about what I was taking with me, and it's totally useless. So that's from ECW, and he's also given me some bubble gum. I do like bubble gum. I like gummy bear and I like raspberry, as you know, but bubble gum I don't have that often, but I do like it. So I'm going to be looking at those on the way. I've also got one of these, Joy V mod. That's a V2. This one's in silver, 18650 again, for longevity really on the battery life. That one's a little bit different insofar as that you can have it regulated or unregulated as for the voltage. And to go with that, he sent me some of those. However, not all is as it appears, is what I'm going to say on that. The reason being is I have used one. I did have it here. Ah, there it is. Hello, how are you? 17 fills before it finally died on that. No leaks. Good taste. I'll talk a bit more about those later on. But you'll notice there's a word missing on the makers at the bottom there. For those of you who remember the CEs, they're not made by the same people, which is good. And I'm also taking down a mod, because I always have to have a mod. Gary Dibley mod, fingers, stigs, all that lot. For this time though, I have a finger. That one. No, I have a finger mod. With a never mind, we won't go there. Too late, I already did. Twin 18650. It ain't small, people. But it's a mod. Looks nice and tidy on the inside. Twin 18650s, as I say. Very voltage on off. Little voltage switch just there for adjusting it. It goes back over a little leather strap. A holder. 5510 Atty. And a lanyard. So that's going to be going around my neck. I'm probably going to use a tank on that. Oh, that's a tank. On the V mod. There you go. That's just for travelling. It'll be on the Icon Vape after that. But I'll probably use a tank on that. That over my neck, slung around my thing, and that in the centre console of the car, down on the left hand side there. Twin 18650 should see me quite a way through France, I suspect. I also have another mod, but that's not going to be arriving, I hope, until 1 o'clock this afternoon, because it's on special delivery, guaranteed next day, and I know it's posted on Monday, which was yesterday, to me. I don't know whether it'll be when it'll be to you. It's whenever Cat puts it out. But I shall give you some more details about that particular little beauty, and it is when I'm on the road, wherever that may be. I'm taking a few more items, obviously, because when you're on these long trips, it's not as if you can just nip into a petrol station. As I've always said, always prep. So I'm taking another couple of things with me as stand fast or stand ready devices, just in case. But the main ones for this trip are going to be these three, plus the one that's on its way now. So I shall bid you, my darling darklings, a farewell until I get you again. I am going to be recording as I'm going through the countries. I can't guarantee that either A, I can get them uploaded to the studio or to CAT, because I can't guarantee what the internet connection is going to be, obviously. But this is going to be good. And the marvellous thing about this holiday, people, the marvellous thing about this one is that me and Julie, for the first time in 25 years, will be travelling without any kids. Because Martin, the youngest rat, is going to be flying over on the Sunday when we arrive where we're going on the Saturday, so we pick him up the next day at the airport. So it means we have a nice peaceful time. Whatever will we do with ourselves? I just don't know. I really don't. My mind is pure, this you know. For me, Road Dog UK, Vaper Miss, and Vaper Trails. Speak to you all later. Be good, be pure, and behave.
And we will have the first of Andy's little presentations next week. I've got some funky little music to go with it as well. So listen, we're going to take a short ad break, and when we come back we're going to be looking at the interview I did with Mr. Busardo. See you in 2.
iVaper and iVaper Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVaper.co.uk and iVaper-elixir.co.uk. iVaper and iVaper-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of VaporTrails.tv.
The GG. Because you want one.
And now back to Vaper Scene on Vaper Trails TV.
And welcome back. Now, I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with the YouTube reviewer known as P. Busardo. That's coming up in a couple of seconds. I was very busy at the weekend as well with a live link up with VaperCon. So I've got some great interviews coming your way over the next few weeks. And in fact, next week I've got an interview with the quite famous US modder by the name of Cisco. So that should be well worth tuning in for. Please bear with the sound on this one. Skype is not our best friend sometimes, but it is quite good. See you in a minute. So I am here with P. Busardo, and that's Phil, not Pete Busardo. If you go to his website, tasteyourjuice.com, you'll see a lot of information that Phil's put up there, and that is one of his bugbears. It's being called Pete, I believe. So good evening, Phil.
Hi. Yeah, I've been called much worse than Pete, so it doesn't really bother me that much.
Would you like to enlighten the viewers over here a little bit more about yourself, how you started vaping, what you started on, what you prefer to vape on these days?
Sure. You've asked me about, I don't know, half an hour's worth of questions right there. So let's start at the beginning. What got me involved in vaping is my father. And my father asking me on a daily basis, when are you going to quit smoking? When are you going to quit smoking? When are you going to quit smoking? Not a very easy thing to do. My father, he did have a heart attack. He was a tobacco pipe smoker when he was 36 years old. Luckily, he's still around. And doing really, really good. But I tried a whole bunch of times to quit smoking. The most successful I was cold turkey for a year. And then Nana got sick, Grandma, and when she passed away, right back to the cigarettes I went. And then from that point on, I tried a whole bunch of other things. I tried the patch, I tried the gum, I tried the Chantix. Chantix worked great for dreams, not so good to quit smoking. And then I discovered in 2009 electronic cigarettes. So I did a bunch of research, and I bought my first electronic cigarette. That was the PCC. There it is right there. That's my very first electronic cigarette. Here are the cartridges that it came with. It was more of a proof of concept more than anything else. Could actually, use this to get off of real tobacco cigarettes, and it had promise. It wasn't perfect, but it had promise. So I did some more research, and eventually wound up with a 510 kit, the atomizers and the cartridges that you plop on them, and I went cold turkey. I went cold turkey. It was July 7th, 2009, and I haven't had a real tobacco cigarette since. So that's how it all started.
Do you see vaping as threat harm reduction, or do you see it as getting the nicotine that you had from cigarettes on an ongoing basis? I mean, I guess the question is, are you planning to stop vaping nicotine, or are you just fine with vaping nicotine ad infinitum?
That's a really good question. I'm okay with it. I still enjoy the oral fixation. I enjoy having something to do with my hand. I enjoy the inhale and the exhale. I enjoy the flavors, and I enjoy getting the nicotine as well. I am actually going to do an experiment here real soon with zero nic juice, but a zero nic juice that has some additives that will give me that throat hit, because I still need the throat hit. I'm going to see how long I could actually vape zero nicotine before I kill anybody. So hopefully that will be a long period of time. I think that the goal is to maybe be at a zero nic. Do I have plans of quitting? No, absolutely not. I enjoy it too much, and I enjoy everything that kind of goes around with it now. The hobby aspect, the videos, meeting these people, helping them out with vaping. So it's become a lot more to quit at this point than just a cigarette. It's like a whole almost a lifestyle at this point to quit something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us treat vaping as a lifestyle change. We know that smoking analog cigarettes is far worse for you than vaping. I think it's much more than getting past the smoking bans that we've got in our respective countries.
Yeah. Well, when I said I did research on the electronic cigarettes, it wasn't only the model that I could buy or what it was that I was going to buy, but it was also, the risk reduction aspect of it. Okay, so I did as much research as I could back then, and there really wasn't a whole lot to read that made me feel comfortable in my own mind that, yes, this was a far safer alternative than smoking a tobacco cigarette.
And what is that are you vaping on now?
This is the new iTaste MVP. It's a box style mod, variable voltage, 2600 milliamp hour battery, and it does have a USB output on this one, so you can charge your electronic devices. I think this might be a pre-production model. It was just sent to me from Anokin, so I'm actually looking forward to putting this in through its paces. I have it in pass-through mode right now to fully charge it, so I could charge my cell phone off of it, which is dead, like it always is.
Yeah.
And then see, how long I can get out of this to give some of the subscribers and the viewers an idea of vape time and how it does charging other devices.
And I see you've got a Vivi Nova on there.
Yep.
Is that a V2?
Yes. Is it a V2? Is it a V2.5? Is it a V3? I don't know anymore. This is what they are calling a 2.5, I believe.
Yeah.
This one from Got Vapes.
Yeah, I saw your video actually about the Vision Vivi Nova, because you didn't get it at first, did you?
The first one I didn't like. The version 1
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of. The clearamizers, like for your Ego style batteries, these I'm not thrilled with yet, but it was an earlier review that I did that I wasn't thrilled with these. There's been a whole bunch of different ones that have come out. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do a side-by-side comparison similar to the tank system shootout that I did. I have about 7 different or 8 different versions of these from different manufacturers, different revisions that I'm going to just kind of try side-by-side because we are being inundated by these variable voltage Ego size batteries.
Mm-hmm.
And they happen to look really good and work really good with these. And I want to find what's best for, not only for me to use, but, I get questions constantly about, what should I be using, what's the best out there, blah, blah, blah. And, doing that kind of comparison would, help myself, but also better help, allow me to better help other people as well. They're terrific because of the simplicity in the way you use them. They're super easy to fill. Some of them have the replaceable heads. It's the device I can give my mother and have her successfully use it. As a matter of fact, that is what she's using now, are the Vinovas. If you want all of the information, Taste Your Juice really is the place to go, only because underneath the review, I'll have all of the photos used in the review, including photos that were not used in the review. And the site also gives me the ability to post follow-up information on the review. I could use the YouTube description, but not a lot of people look at that description. So, it really gives me the ability to go back and put more information under the review. Like if I have some friends who I use for long-term data. Okay, so if a device breaks, if it scratches, if the paint wears off, I try to put all of that information on Taste Your Juice.
So that's where you need to be going, guys, if you want to catch up with Phil's videos and the information after the fact on tasteyourjuice.com. Thank you so much, Phil, and we'll catch you again soon.
All right, great. Thank you.
Well, there you go. That was Phil Busardo talking to me a couple of weeks ago. We went on for ages, so I really did have to edit it right down to fit into the show. Next week, like I said, I've got Cisco. The following week, I've got the inventor of the HH357 atomizer. So, this was Vaper Scene. I am Marco Van Basten, aka Mark Green. We'll see you next week. Peace out.